In the quiet town of Maplewood, where rules were as firm as the stone walls of the high school, lived Miss Alina Graves, a respected, intelligent, and graceful English teacher. At 32, she was admired for her strict discipline, her dedication to literature, and the elegance she carried in every step. But beneath that poised exterior, a secret was slowly unraveling, one that would challenge her morals, reputation, and the very foundation of her life. It was the beginning of the autumn semester. The maple leaves had just begun to turn gold and crimson, decorating the pathways like a painter's dream. Among the new faces in the 12th grade literature class was a boy named Ryan Carter, 18 years old, curious-eyed, and unusually mature for his age. From the moment Ryan entered her class, Alina noticed his sharp intellect. He asked questions no other student dared to, and he always had a poetic way of interpreting the texts. His essay on Romeo and Juliet didn't just discuss love, it described longing in a way that struck a chord deep in her chest. Was it his words that moved her? Or something deeper? At first, Alina brushed off the feelings. She was his teacher, and he was her student. But soon, casual glances turned into lingering eye contact. After class, Ryan would stay back to discuss poems, often reciting verses from Byron or Keats. One evening, during a discussion about Wuthering Heights, Ryan looked at her and said, "Some love stories are meant to destroy, Miss Graves, and yet, people still fall." Alina's heart skipped. There was something behind his gaze, an unspoken confession, or maybe a test. She quickly changed the subject, but the words stuck with her. As the weeks passed, Ryan's interest in literature grew, and so did their after-class sessions. It became routine. He would stay, they would talk, and the world outside the classroom seemed to fade. One rainy afternoon, they sat across from each other, discussing a Sylvia Plath poem. The window was fogged, the atmosphere intimate. "You understand me," Ryan said softly. "No one else sees things the way you do." Alina tried to maintain her professionalism, but when his fingers brushed against hers while passing a paper, her breath caught. It was electric, subtle, yet intense. In that moment, she knew, this wasn't just admiration. It was love. Alina couldn't sleep that night. She sat by the window, questioning everything. Her mind screamed that it was wrong, unethical, dangerous. But her heart, for the first time in years, felt alive. She hadn't been in love since her college days. She had buried herself in books and classrooms, thinking love had passed her by. But Ryan, young and brilliant, had awakened something inside her. She began avoiding him in class, keeping her lectures formal, her eyes cold. But Ryan noticed. "You're distant," he whispered one day. "Did I do something wrong?" "No," she replied, barely holding back tears. "You did everything right. That's the problem." It was the school's annual literature event when everything changed. Ryan performed a spoken-word poem titled "For the Woman Who Taught Me More Than Books." His words were beautiful, haunting, and unmistakably pointed at her. That night, he waited outside the school. As she walked toward her car, he stopped her. "Why do we pretend?" he asked. "We're teacher and student," she said, trying to stay firm. "And in 3 months, I won't be your student anymore," he replied. "Will I still matter then?" She didn't answer. Instead, she let him kiss her, a kiss that sealed their fate. They kept their affair secret, meeting late at night in the park, exchanging books and letters. But small towns have big ears. Rumors started, whispers in the staff room, glances from other students. One day, the principal called her in. "We've received a complaint," he said, "about inappropriate behavior. Is there something you want to confess?" Alina denied everything. Ryan kept silent too. But the damage had been done. Parents demanded answers. The school board launched an investigation. Her job was suspended pending review. Ryan wanted to speak up, but she begged him not to. "You still have a future. Don't let me ruin it." After the investigation, Alina resigned. The school couldn't prove anything, but her reputation was beyond repair. Before leaving town, she met Ryan one last time at the train station. "I'll wait for you," he said, holding her hand tightly. "No," she replied. "You won't. You'll live your life. You'll find someone who can love you without hiding." "I'll never forget you," he whispered. "I don't want you to," she said, with tears in her eyes. But some loves are meant to be lessons, not lifetimes. As the train pulled away, she watched him disappear, a chapter closed but never forgotten. Conclusion. Miss Alina Graves' story is one of passion, heartbreak, and forbidden love. It explores the fine line between right and wrong, and how sometimes the heart can defy even the strictest rules. She lost her career, her town, and her peace, but in loving Ryan, she found a part of herself she thought was long gone.